Hello, I'm Bella Lack, and I'm really sorry I can't be there with you today, but I have a message that I think is vital we must share. 2 years ago, I went on the most defining trip of my life to Borneo, and it was amongst those forests one afternoon that we encountered an orangutan mother and her juvenile son. The moment was extremely fleeting, but as I looked into his eyes, I realized that we are just two primates inhabiting the same planet. And it's moments like those that I feel the greatest despair. Because for my generation, every moment of natural beauty is overshadowed by the grim truth. The grim truth of apathy, of empty commitments, of overconsumption and of decimation. Every day I see the myriad ways that human activity is decimating our planet. We have ravaged biodiversity, and I watch in disbelief as those adults who are supposed to preserve our planet seem to be doing their utmost to destroy it. The recent WWF Living Planet report highlighted the shocking decline in wildlife, with over 60% of populations disappearing since 1970. It's extremely easy to dismiss that statistic, as indeed we did in October when it first came out. But imagine if 60% of the human population disappeared. We would talk of nothing else. So why do people not even dedicate enough time to read the Living Planet report and grasp the magnitude of the crisis that we face? And with over 7.7 billion of us, when I say magnitude, I mean it in a literal sense. I have often heard the term sustainable growth, but it seems extremely ironic to me how the adults who have lived on Earth for far longer than I are still unable to see that sustainable growth is an oxymoron. Our leaders are striving for economic growth, for reputation growth, and for population growth, but they're missing the point. Soon, our population will have to decline, and it will happen in either one of two ways. Sooner, through a collective decision to have fewer children, or later, through deaths due to famine, diseases, resource wars, climate change, and biodiversity loss. And yet the greatest injustice is not to my generation, but it's to the Earth, it's to our planet, because the Earth has physical limits, and we have breached those limits. And although we know that our species is causing the Sixth Mass Extinction and we're literally changing the chemical composition of the atmosphere, we continue to consume and dominate and grow as though we will have another chance, which we won't. When I was younger, I never imagined that before I even completed my education, scientists would have confirmed the Sixth Mass Extinction. I never imagined that the bounty of nature I saw through screens and read about in stories could possibly have diminished into extinction, and yet somehow, right before our very eyes, it's happening. Our generations are the first to really understand the impact we're having on nature. We're also the last who can do anything about it. Every religion, country, and culture has a different notion of paradise, but they are all essentially the same. They are all lush and green and full of wildlife. It is that image which we must hang on to as we move forward. In one speech, I cannot change the planet, but I can change mindsets, and they're not as different as they may seem. And there is hope. It lies not only with us, but with nature too. If we give our planet half a chance, it will fight back. And if we don't, it will fight back anyway. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really wonderful conference, and I'm really sorry I couldn't be there, but this issue holds so much importance for your generation, for my generation, and for all of those to come.